Okay, so today we are looking at the all super typings mission for the Divine Wrath and Mortal Will fight versus Tech Fuse ZAMASU. Now, this one is not too bad because, again, you know, if you guys have seen my previous videos, then you will know that you can use items and stuff like that. So these fights, like, they're tough, but they definitely can be worked around in a pretty, you know, efficient manner, right? So what I decided to do was go with a double GT duo team where we had the obviously a GT duos. For AGL, we brought the Blue Boys. For Int, we brought Trunks and Vegeta. For Tech, we brought World Tournament Goku as well as Orange Piccolo. For STR, like I said, for Physical, we brought Ultimate Gohan, and I believe that's every typing, right? So, excuse me. So now what we are going to have is this culmination of a lot of damage reduction, the Bulma support memory coming in clutch on turn 2, right? But we have a nice slot 1 kind of POP, hold it down, with Trunks and Vegeta, right? And then we got, obviously, the Blue Boys. They'll be like the other one because, you know, ideally we'd like to see Vegito, but honestly, I'm not even sure if we can do it in this run. That's what it's just going to come down to because this is just, like, not the best setup for them whatsoever. And just because, like, we don't have, like, the LR Gods here with us, we don't, like, Trunks and Vegeta don't link up with them too great, but, like, it can work, but, again, like, the thing with running Trunks and Vegeta with the Blue Boys is they're both kind of, vying for that slot 1 spot. So it's like, for the first 5 turns, you can get away with it, but then you have to kind of slide Vegito into slot 2, because Trunks and Vegeta losing their guard is just, like, too invaluable, right? Then we also have the type advantage thing going, and then I think right here, it's like, we're probably going to have to double up, because I don't know if I trust the Blue Boys enough, at 55% especially. And then, as you can see by the gentleman in the chat, they said Beast Gohan is also a fraud here after he loses his guard, so like that could be a bit of an issue, but his active skill has the attack nullification. We have Orange Piccolo as a failsafe in case we need to use it. This might be like the last video that you guys saw, where I literally just, like, I'm too lazy to do it. I'm not even going to do Orange Piccolo. It's just going to take too long, right? But again, with 4 items, these fights are not too bad. We do have the no item run done for this one. I still have to get the no item run for Trunks, but that shouldn't be too bad. Again, it just comes down to figuring out, like, the proper team. I think having Future Gohan would be very helpful, but unfortunately I do not. Having Bulma would make no item runs easier, but again, I don't. So there could be a chance that on the channel we come back and do some of these no item runs a little bit later when I'm not missing some of these, like, critical units for these fights. But we'll see. Again, like, as long as I get, like, the initial video to make sure that you guys can see it, I'm okay with that. And then right here, it's like, again, we have to, let's see. I'm thinking. So it's like right here, obviously, yeah, just, I must have been typing a message, but we go, Trunks and Vegeta slot 1, GT Duo slot 2, and then we have an item up still, so I'm like, okay, we're good. We don't need to pop another one, because we doubled up on the last turn just to make sure that we had that extra damage reduction going. But now things get a little bit tricky because, like, it's not like we're kind of getting close to running out of items at this point, right? And I figured, like, especially for a gameplay like this, like, speeding it up probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, just so you guys can get, like, an in and out type of thing, right? So if you want to talk about teams that you could potentially run, Trunks and Vegeta is a very good option. You could run superheroes, and then you would kind of run, like, a version with, like, LR Piccolo. You would have Piccolo for Tech. You would have Trunks and Vegeta for Int. You want to make sure you would have Physical. You want to cover, who else on Superhero? I believe the Blue Boys are on Superhero as well, the one that you're looking at on the screen right now. For AGL, Beast Gohan Physical, like I said. And then for STR, you would probably run, like, Gogeta, the STR Gogeta, and then you want to run, like, Tech Vegito as well. I think that would be a very good setup for this. But, like, again, there's a billion different options you can run, especially with Superclass. You have a lot of different options with teams. You could run, like, a Future Saga team that's led by Future Gohan if you have him and Trunks. Like I said, a lot of different options, but this is ultimately the one that I went with because I felt that it would just be, I feel like Battle of Fate is just one of those categories that's just going to hold it down for us, right? Not going to make it too difficult, but also not going to be, like, you know, just clear it in, like, 3 seconds easy, right? But, you know, we're moving pretty well through this. Like, we've got him, to about halfway at this point, and, like, we still have a lot of build-up to do, and you guys will see we got kind of lucky on that turn because Ultimate Gohan, we didn't have to worry about that, right? So I think right here is where I'm thinking, do I want to save the standby? Do I want to use it? Because, like, then I have to throw him in slot 1, and then that would be like a waste of an item turn. Because I could save the item if I do the standby right here and throw them in slot 1. But again, I just don't even know if it's necessary at this point. Because it's like, we're not going to see World Tournament Goku for a while. Because we're going to float him off for 3 turns. And then I ultimately, like you can see, I just like asked chat and they tell me, yeah, go ahead and save it. And I'm like, all right, yeah, you guys are probably right. And we just ended up going with that. So boom, here we go. Yeah, moving through nice and efficiently. So boom, boom, boom. Again, we haven't taken a bad super or had like a sketchy turn yet, but that's sometimes that tends to be what happens, right? You get to like that turn 9, that turn 8, like that turn 8, turn 9, turn 10 range, and then you're just out of items at that point, and it's like a battle against the clock, because like this stage and the trunk stage, a super's hitting for like 2.3, 2.4 million, right? So you already know that super is going to like just absolutely decimate most of your team, right? So if you don't have damage reduction, you don't have guard, you don't have a dodge chance, it's going to be very, very tricky to kind of get out of that situation. And another thing to kind of just like double down on that is that we are in this situation here. Okay, so we do have Vegito. Did we pull him out right here? We probably do, right? Yeah, so we use Bestio to go ahead and do the active skill. We get Vegito out. We have his active skill. We can go ahead and throw him in slot 1, do his active skill, get the guaranteed dodges. Okay, so we do use Piccolo. All right, maybe I was wrong. Yeah, so I'm honestly, okay. Got all kinds of commotion going outside. It's 4 in the morning when I'm recording this, but okay. Yeah, we do use Orange Piccolo to make sure that we take away the super, because what we can do right here is we can potentially conserve an item, but it's going to come down to the hits on Beast Gohan, right? Because at this point, he's lost his guard. He is on full-on, he is in full-on fraud mode at this point, right? Like, he can still look okay, but even like with the double super, he is going to get very, very hard, right? So, yeah, like, if we had extra, like, if we could have done, like, an extra int unit, maybe we could have ran somebody like Future Gohan, if we ran, like, the Trunks of Vegeta team, or if we wanted to run, like, the Blue Boys team, that could have worked out as well. Like, that's just kind of the beauty of this event, right? Just, like, the amount of versatility that you have in terms of being able to get it done. Because Super Class, you know, you do have a lot of options compared to something like Extreme Class, where you're kind of limited to, like, 3 or 4 teams, even if that. Because, like, so what I did to beat it, and personally, I did this off camera, unfortunately, but I just ran an LR Cooler team, because that's for the Trunks fight, and it ended up working, because like once you get to the physical phase and you get STR Cooler cooking in slot 2, he is doing a ton of damage, right? Doing those 4 to 5 super attack turns, especially when you have like a Rainbow friend that has like crit and stuff like that. It just gets ugly. So, Orange Piccolo slowing it down quite a bit, but we'll get there. You guys can see we are doing you know, a decent bit. Like, it's just going to take a little bit, but we'll get there. So, boom. And just, again, like, sitting through Orange Piccolo, I believe Vegito will, when he does all his supers, he'll help clean this up for us as well. So, like, I ended up doing this last night on stream. As you guys can see, this is a post because it's going pretty quick, right? Like, you can tell the difference between live commentary and post, I think, at this point. Yeah. So, there we go. Finally out of Orange Piccolo. And then we want to do the... Oh, yeah. So, we do a Whis right here because we've come this far. Let's not mess around. Vegito do his active skill so we get that guaranteed damage in. Then we have the 24 key, so he will, you know, that'll help out a lot. We'll get a lot... You know, this is a good situation for him in slot 1 here. So, you know, not his best linkage, but it will work because of the sheer amount of supers that he's doing. And being able to get Vegito out is like... It's like... in these events, it's kind of tough. So, just being able to make sure that we can do that is good. So, there we go. A super typing for the ZAMASU fight, all said and done. Piccolo's got to do his thing here, but we should be ready to go. And with all that being said, that is the run. So Super Class, just run Battle of Fate, run Future Saga, run anything like that, and you should be good to go. So let me know what you guys think of the run down below. Don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy, subscribe if you are new, and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on any of my Dokkan Battle content. It's been a pleasure hosting. Wow, it's been a pleasure hosting for you guys. And I'll catch you guys in the next video.